Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a little bit of forecasting and potential of the account. If you're new here, my goal here is to create a dividend portfolio that pays me $100 a month in passive income. And I'm going to do that through mostly monthly paying dividend stocks, and then 2 or 3 of the stocks are going to be quarterly dividend payers. So what it is created just a quick, simple spreadsheet here just to track what it would actually take to do it, how long it would take to do it, and how much capital it potentially could take to do it now. These numbers could change quite a bit because of how much each fund pays in terms of a dividend yield. You could structure it differently. You could go all into the higher paying ones, or you could do more into the lower paying ones like VTI. It would take a lot more capital. So what I did here is I just took a rough estimate. I took the 10 stocks that I currently have in my portfolio now, if you've been following along, and I mapped out what my current shares are, the goal, or an aggregated goal of what it would take in order to hit the $100 a month in income, or $1,200 a year, just divided by 12. And I'm going to break it down here a little bit. So if you look here, these are the tickers here. I started this year, or this account, about a month ago, and I started with 0 shares in the account, and I am building it all the way from ground up, and I'm doing it live every single week. So this is my share count we started with, and then these are the tickers. So these are the stocks that I have currently in my portfolio. I may buy and sell as the year goes on, but as of right now, this is the stocks that I'm trading. And these are the current shares, so not a whole lot of shares. You can see I only have 24 shares in total, almost 25 shares. And the goal, these goals right here, there's a 240 share goal. This can change, like I was saying. You could do less VTI that's really expensive and doesn't pay a high dividend, and you could do more SCHD or more O or more JEPI. You can mix and match it however you want, and I'll probably won't stick to this, but this is just a way for me to track where I'm at in the goal, how much money a week I would need to put into it if I wanted to get it done by the end of 2023 or the end of 2024. And we'll go through that as we go throughout this. So this is the goal. If the plan was just to hit the goal of these share counts here, this is how many shares I would need to purchase. So you can look here. Let's just take SHD, for example. I have 1.96 shares. If my goal was to have 20 shares, it's going to cost, I'm going to need to buy 18.04 more shares, so I'm about 10% complete, right? And again, I probably want to do this by the end of the year if it's possible. It's going to be a large stretch, but I think we can get it done. This is the current share price of them. I have this sorted from the highest share price all the way down to the lowest, so you can see VTI is the most expensive and pays the least, and then PSEC down there is the least, and actually has a pretty good dividend yield. Capital to reach a goal. So we're just taking obviously the current shares and the goal and the current share price to get this number. But you could see the capital to reach a goal. We need $7,000 more in the account. So quite a bit. I mean, considering we're already 2 months into the year, but definitely doable. And then the dividend income. So what I did here is I took the income that it pays for the entire year. So you just go and you find the ticker and look at the dividend yield or the dividend that it pays out per share, and then it'll give you a rough estimate of how much you're making now or how much you could be making on a per share basis. So you can see here, as of right now, without this week's buys, we're sitting at around $50, and this is all estimated on on the data we have now. Obviously, this could fluctuate, and the prices of the stocks can change, but this just gives us a rough estimate of where we're at. And so we take the $50.47. That is what we would be at the end of the year if we let all the shares we have now ride until the end of the year without drip enabled, and change nothing or added nothing to the account. So obviously, a lot of work needs to be done in order to hit this goal I have, but we're determined and we're gonna get it done. The projected income. So I'm taking here the goals that over here in blue, the goals of what I want to be at, or what I'm projecting to be at, and that's how I'm getting that $1,200 a year or $100 a month, right? And the projected capital needed to hit the goal, 85.62. So it'd take a total of at today's price is roughly $8,500 in order to make $100 a month through these stocks in the way I have it broken down. Cool thing here is you can kind of see how I have it broken down, right? So a majority of the fund is in VTI. Again, this if I change this a little bit, I could up the income a lot by putting this to something like AGNC that pays 13 or so % dividend yield. But I wanted to do a more realistic. I'll probably balance it out even a little bit more, but I wanted to do more realistic because VTI, as you know, is the backbone of this account. I have an automatic purchase every single day for $5 every single week on VTI, just because it gives me a nice broad overlook to the market. And then SCHD, the second main backbone to the account, that's coming in at almost $1,500. Projected income would be $110 just from that. And then we also have here the projected cap showing up. The projected capital showing up here for O at 1,279, JEPI at 806. We have JEPQ at 638, Main at 637, Stag 504, AGNC 434.80, GLAD 404, PSEC 370.50, and that's how we get the $8,562. So kind of a long stretch there in terms of how much it would take to get it done, but you can kind of see just a rough breakdown of everything that it would take to get the account fully hit the 100 goal. And then also, if we look here, I did a couple other projections here at the bottom, so you can see here days left, weeks left. So in the year, we still have 306 days in the year. We have 43 and some change weeks left in the year, so plenty of time to get it done. And this is if I was to take $150 a week, $200 a week, $250 a week, or $300 a week, right? Which is honestly pretty cool. So if we take the 150 a week, 200 a week, 250 a week, 350 a week, you can see the big difference there. So if I'm only doing 150 a week, it's going to take me 47 weeks. If I'm doing 200 a week, it'll take me 35 weeks. Which means I could get it done this year at 200 a week. If I do 250 a week, I could potentially get it done in 28 weeks and 300 a week in 23 weeks. So this is a very doable goal to get it done by the end of the year. I think I can do it. I'm going to push really hard in order to get it done. Made a bigger deposit this week, and we'll be buying more stocks. But another thing that also is going to be very dependent on is the dividend yields that are actually paid, especially with funds like JEPI and JEPQ, where they have the covered call funds coming in, and it can change the income that's going to come in per month. Sometimes JEPI pays really high, and then this last month they paid, I think, like 44 cents or so a share. So the income came down a little bit there. So this is something to look at. Kind of fun just to jump into the spreadsheet and give an actual real look into the future of what this account could look like and how much capital it would take to hit my goal. $100 is just where we're going to get started. I'm going to continue that every week and shift positions around in order to get this goal done. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this content. It's a little bit different, a little bit of projection based, but it keeps it fun, and it actually brings the realistic side of how much capital it would take to get this done. But appreciate you tuning in. Like and subscribe. If you have any stocks you think I should add here, or any comments on how I should weight this, feel free to leave it in a comment below. We'll talk to you guys later. Happy investing.